gone for a long time. We've been gone for a minute, but we are back with college basketball talk. What's good, Shaq?
Oh man, been itching. Been doing good at NASCAR. Been waiting for real sports other than guys going left, and you know, it's good. It's good. It's good. Football. I miss football.
NASCAR is a real sport. I will say that I am all on NASCAR these days. Just a fact. So it is. I didn't believe it was a real sport at first until like recently.
Yeah.
But
No, I mean it's skilled, man. Like you got to have skill. Like yeah, and then there's strategy in it. Like it's a sport. It's crazy. So it's been good to bet now that it's legal here and not having to play. DFS specifically for NASCAR. So
yeah,
it's been good, man. We killed it this last weekend, but I had technical issues with that video, so that don't count.
yeah. I don't want to tout for you because you didn't post the video, but
Yeah.
you did say you told me Hamlin's gonna win. What happened? Hamlin won.
A little
So
sneak preview. Look for him to go back to back this week. He's really good at Darlington, and he won this race last year too. So I would not be shocked. Top 3 bet right there.
I'm all for a back to back, but like I said, guys, we are deep into the March Madness. This is a March Madness preview, Money Huddle style. So we're gonna get right into it, guys. I'm gonna give you my 10 commandments. Okay, this is called BrackEtiquette. Okay,
Oh,
BrackEtiquette. So we got 10 rules that we have to look at before you make your bracket, while you're making your bracket. Just as the things that you need to look out for, those who maybe not even watching college basketball season like I did. So like there's some simple rules that you really have to look at. Okay. We're starting off looking at this right here. The BrackEtiquette. I'm not sure if it's really seeable at the moment. But you definitely gotta look at these things. So the first thing is respect the seniors. Okay, that's rule number one. Respect the seniors. Senior heavy teams. These teams they have a lot more motivation because there are so many guys who are seniors on the squad.
and they've played together generally long enough. They've got a real gel.
Yes, the gel is real. Okay, we cannot dismiss these guys have been playing for a long time for the same coach. A lot of them too, so they know their tendencies. They know the good and bad that they want to be involved with in the game. So that's one of the things we have to look at. Specifically, the seniority, specifically on seniority. Like there are a few teams that have 3 or more top 100 upperclassmen. Purdue, UCLA, UConn, St. John's, and Iowa State. Those teams have 3 or more elite seniors and or juniors on their team. We cannot just dismiss that. What do you think
Well,
of that?
and what's crazy is like we come from that. We've been doing March Madness a long time. We come from the one and done era. And with
Yes.
NIL money now, a lot of guys are sticking around a lot longer in college, especially in the game of basketball. And you see it in football, but like seniors in basketball have really started to be a thing now. The one and done era is kind of done unless you're Cooper Flag.
Yeah, 100%. You gotta respect the seniors, but then there's also teams that have 2 or more top 100 underclassmen, like Duke. Duke, these are the diaper dandies that Coach Dickie V always talks about. These guys are so young. There's this young and good. That's not very much what the game is now.
These guys are
But
so good.
exactly, yeah, literally. But now we have a lot of those guys. Who's diaper dandy? Yeah, like
I'm not talking apple turnovers.
yeah, literally. So like Duke has 4 underclassmen, 4 elite top 100 young players. That's a scary sight for a lot of these teams coming in there. Like, yes, they're young, but they're guys who are going to be either A, leaving for the draft early, like Boozer. He's going to the league. Okay,
And there's
we know he's
two
going
boozers on that team, and they're both pretty good.
definitely going to the league. Uh, then Bama. Alabama has some good young men playing for them. BYU, we know DeBonza. He's one their best player. He's a freshman. He's good as hell. Um, Texas Tech. They have a young squad too. Shaq might not believe as much in them, but Texas Tech, they
We'll
are a
get to
young team.
that.
Florida. Everyone said that Florida was going to fall off this year. Everyone said that Florida was going to be done, dead in the water. Okay, because of how they lost a lot of people to the draft last year, and they can't repeat. Now the season has played itself through, and people are saying, "I don't. Maybe I need to take my answers back because they could definitely two-peat." Okay, they're really good.
And they
Uh,
came out as a 1 seed, and they didn't even win the SEC tournament.
exactly. So we cannot dismiss that. And Arkansas, we know Coach Calipari left. Well, did he leave or did he get fired? I forget.
I think it was a mutual parting.
Either way, he is no longer with Kentucky. He has gone to Arkansas, and this is their time to really show what we got going on, or what they can do. So that is good for them. But number two, respect the senior coaches. Okay, there are coaches who have definitely made their way into like what we would say elite territory because they've been in the league for so long. They've been playing for so long. Uh,
Yeah,
Coaches
speaking of
like,
Arkansas, you got like Calipari, you got St. John's head
yeah,
coach
yep,
Patino, and then
bro, yeah, Patino,
Duke's coach is was handpicked by Krzyzewski, and Krzyzewski's retired 2018 or 2019, I think, and Duke's been in the I want to say the Elite Eight the last 7 years,
oh
so
really? Yeah,
they've been really good. So that coaching there, and then you've got people like UConn with Hurley there. They look really good. Purdue's had their coach for a long time. Houston's had Sampson forever, it seems like.
yep. So like I said, we do have a lot of coaches who are legit.
Oh, Izzo.
Yep,
How did I forget Izzo?
bro. See, easy to forget Izzo. We got we got Michigan State, of course. Izzo, 59-26 is a crazy record. This man's been
in the
winning.
tourney.
Yeah, it's all tourney appearances. So these coaches have 20 plus tourney appearances. Coach Izzo,
Oh my god.
Rick Barnes, bro, Bill Self from Kansas. Kansas does not look good this year, but Kansas has a great coach. He's been doing this for a long time. Of course, Mark.
21 losses.
Yeah, bro, he been winning. And so like Mark Few, Calipari, Rick Pitino, like Kelvin from Houston. But Houston's looking really crazy too. They're looking really good. They beat the
They weren't
Frank.
always the powerhouse they are now.
Yeah, they never were this crazy.
No. They've been really good the last 5-7 years. Like I remember going to the Bears MSU here in town and watching the NIT tournament, and the Bears beat Houston with Kelvin Sampson. That
Yeah,
was 2009, 2010. Blake Ahern was a part of that team. If that tells you anything. But
but yeah, like
yeah,
those.
that's how long Kelvin Sampson's been there.
Yeah,
Because he's won a title with Houston. So
oh yeah, definitely. He's legit, bro. I'm saying they are legit. And then we got, of course, the guys who have played in at least 10 tournaments. We got
oof.
Mike Cronin from UCLA. We got Matt Painter from Purdue. We got Sean Miller from Texas, who are in the playing game today. They might even be in the tournament. Um, Illinois. Oh
One of the
no,
last four in.
yeah, they're the last four in. They play tomorrow. So look at that game. The game's gonna be a good one. Maybe Texas might win. Who knows? Uh, or is it today? No, it's today versus NC State, isn't it?
It's tomorrow. The first 4 games.
Yeah,
Pretty
but
sure they kick off tomorrow.
check out Texas. They play NC State, which will be a tough matchup for them. But we'll see. Uh, Illinois, Underwood. He's crazy. He's been doing very well this year. They are a top three seed this year. So look out for them. St. Mary's, Randy Bennett. Not they. He has not been good, but he's been in 10
No,
plus tournaments, so he is a seasoned coach. Then we have
they
these
got
guys who
lucky.
are.
They got lucky to get in this year, to be honest.
Then we have guys here who are elite, the elite guys.
Ooh,
Okay,
look at those names.
these are some big names. Have not been coaching in the tournament very long. Okay, we got of course Dan Hurley. We know Dan Hurley, but he's been to freaking 7 Elite Eights.
He won a championship. I think he won back to back.
He's insane. So these all these guys have less than 10 tourney appearances, less than 10, and they are winning. So Dan Hurley, of course, Dusty May, Michigan, beat the 3 tourneys, been to 6-3. Okay, in his tournament appearances, Florida, of course, Todd Golden, he won last year. He's a winner. Nate Oates from Alabama, John Shire for Duke. Duke is he's okay. He's no Coach K, but Dan Shire is pretty good coach. Okay,
Duke has not fallen by the wayside under his supervision.
no, yeah, he gonna play. This is not like Alabama in college football and their replacement because he's trash. Kevin DeVore, he's not good for Bama football, but it's hard to fill the shoes of one of the best football coaches of all time. This is the same scenario here. Scenario here for this John Shire is taking over Coach K's job pretty well. So it's a rare case. Big shoes to fill. He's filling them. And then of course Tommy Lloyd, Arizona. They've been very good as well. But these guys are guys we should look out for. Any coaches that you are comfortable betting on a lot in this game?
Definitely Tom Izzo. Izzo is, I mean, I'm a Michigan State basketball guy. I've watched them a lot. Anytime the tournament rolls around, I trust Tom Izzo. Dan Hurley, like I said, went for back titles. The Lakers almost hired him before he came back to UConn. He's very good. And then you go with experience, honestly, up there with the guys that have seen 20 or more. I like Pitino at St. John's. I really like Calipari. He's been there with Memphis and Derrick Rose. He's taken a lot of elite Kentucky teams to the Final Four, Elite Eight. And now he's made Arkansas basketball. They won the SEC over Florida this year. And he's got probably the best point guard he's ever had playing for Arkansas in Acuff. He's going to be very good, dude. So I trust vets here because they know how to especially the old guys. They know how to get to these guys. I saw a Pitino cut the other day of him being like, "What are you going to cry when adversity comes at you? Do we just fucking give up when adversity comes at you, or do we get out there and we play?" And you don't get that from these new guys. That's why I like JJ Riddick. That's why I like Tom Izzo. You never really see Bill Self go off.
No,
but like Calipari, man, I've seen him lose it. Rick Pitino, Sampson. So I trust all those guys. Dan Hurley, I trust. And then, I trust Duke, but man, they've got a tough bracket this year.
Yeah, they're on a tough side of the bracket. And speaking of the seeds, bro, we have to talk about the number 1 seeds, man. Okay. The number 1 seeds, we all know who they are. Duke is one of them. One of them. But
we got Duke, Michigan, Arizona, and Florida.
Yeah. And let's look right into those right now. Okay, we got but one. Okay, here's the stats, guys. Here's the stats for all this. Okay, 1 seeds are 135-1 against 16 seeds. We must respect them in their game ones. Yes, there's happened when Duke has lost to Lehigh. Okay, that happened about 10 years ago. Okay.
No, it was Virginia to UMBC is the number
Oh
one
yeah,
seed.
that was the last one. That was the last one.
And the Retrievers are playing in the play-in games, the first four tomorrow, actually, against
I
Howard.
I have UMBC winning that game. They are on a winning streak. We will get to winning streaks later because those do matter.
We'll talk
But
about that game.
yeah, one seeds are 135 and one against 16 seeds since 1985. Okay, one seeds they have 79% chance win rate since 1985, and 14 of the last 18 title winners came from the top seed. So let's not say that the kid can't believe that a top seed can win.
Hey, last year, second time ever in tournament history since 1985, all four number one seeds made it to the Final Four.
See, it's definitely something people need to really think about. Like, you cannot disrespect the one seeds.
No.
Okay, they're here for a reason. They're number one for a reason. But yeah, respect the one seeds in the first round.
In the first round, they are locks, guys. Like guaranteed locks.
Those guys, yeah. When you're betting the spread, maybe you want to take the spread on one of these underdogs.
Exactly.
No money straight up. But yes, money lines, bro. Don't be crazy. Don't get stupid, bro. And that is number 4 etiquette. Bracket etiquette is avoid too many upsets, guys. It's not. Yes, it does get mad, but it really gets mad in the Elite 8 and further. Maybe even Sweet 16 and further.
Well, here's the thing. Like, there's only been so many teams outside of a 5 seed to make it to the Elite 8. Butler being one of them that went back to back, won a championship as a 7 seed one year. It's crazy. But generally, your Elite 8s are going to have 3, 4s, 1s, and 2s. That's where it gets crazy. You're going to have your day one upsets, 9 over an 8, 11 over a 6. But when you're making a bracket, if you're in a big pool or even betting on it, those upsets are going to happen in the 5-12 games, the 6-11 games, 10-7 games. Like, a 3 and a 14 isn't going to happen very often. A 2 and a 15 is not going to happen very often.
No. And
so yeah, don't go crazy with the upsets. If you're going to bet upsets more, the spread and the money line are two different things in that. And I would look at point spreads, or I'd look at over unders. But if you really got a hunch on a team, like, man, this is crazy. I told you this stat today. All the 1, 2, 3, 4 seeds have the biggest point spreads against teams since 1985. Like, this is that's how over saturated the NIL has made it, where the point spread is huge against these mid-major teams going up against 4 seeds, 3 seeds, 2 seeds, and 1 seed.
And that's where we have to get into the winning streaks matter, because the winning streaks mainly matter, which is number 5 for the bracket etiquette. Is number 5 is winning streaks matter, because we have to give credit to those lower seeds who have worked their ass off to get here. Like, they are liable to upset. Not saying that they will upset, but they're liable to. Starting with, bro, this McNeese team, bro. I'm already looking at them against.
They went on a run a few years back, actually, to the Sweet 16, I believe, as a 14 or 15 seed. So
yeah, they're scary. Says they're playing Vanderbilt first. That's a game that's gonna be a close one. Like, I think that's gonna be really tough because they're on a 10-game win streak. They do shoot the ball very well. They rebound very well. So they'll be able to keep up possibly with this Vanderbilt team, who I do like Vanderbilt this year. I
thought they won. Didn't they win their conference tournament?
Yeah, no, they're legit. They're on a 10-game, bro. Everyone in this win streak won their conference.
Duke has been off the rails.
Yeah, they have been falling off. They have, but well, no, they've been going crazy for sure.
Yeah,
No, they've been going crazy. But so McNeese, 28-5, 10-game win streak. Duke, 11-game win streak. We already know about them. High Point. Who they play? They play.
I want to say they're a 15 seed.
Oh, they are. Sheesh. They're playing Wisconsin. Not a good
Yeah,
look. Not a good look.
yeah, don't bet on that one.
I don't want that one. But Arizona, 9-game win streak. Of course, they had a crazy game. They're 32-3, bro. UMBC, like I said, they're in a play-in. They're the first 4 in. They're probably gonna win. 12-game win streak. That's a good sign.
Yeah, but let me tell you, who they're playing is Howard right there on an 8-game win streak, and they're a top 40 team in the 3-point game. We'll get to that, but I'm chomping at the bit because I bet this game already.
It'll be a good game. I do like Howard, but UMBC are the favorites to win the game if you look at the odds because of their win streak, possibly. But I do think Howard comes from the tougher conference than UMBC, so Howard has my edge to win the game. Southern Florida, bro, South Florida, they're in a tough bracket. Okay, they gotta play Louisville, who can be had. They're a fraudulent team. I have them as one of my fraudulent teams, Louisville.
Yeah,
because I think the ACC has too many teams in it. Honestly, some teams.
Yeah, and I think there's too many bad teams in there.
Yeah, they shouldn't have everybody in there. Honestly,
like, let's just put it this way: Miami lost. They were like 11 wins last year, and now they're sitting at a 7 seed playing Missouri with like 25.
Yeah, it's not good.
Yeah.
Also, I love North Carolina. We are not good. We are not that good this year. Yeah, we have.
I was gonna say that's one of my frauds.
We are fraudulent, okay, but we are in the South. The South bracket is an easy bracket, so
I feel like Texas Tech. I feel like with the injury to Toppin, they're kind of frauds.
Yeah, there's a lot of frauds here. With South Florida, they can probably upset Louisville. I might be on that personally, but St. John's. Ooh, I like the St. John's team. I think Shaq does too.
Oh, I'm big on St. John's. Coming in that East bracket, we will have a Sweet 16 if everything goes right. St. John's versus Duke, and with the injuries to Duke, this will be a good game.
Yeah, it's likely to be a very good game. But I do like St. John's. They're on a 6-game win streak heading into this. They've beaten some really good teams.
They beat UConn to win the championship, their conference tournament.
And you know what Dan Hurley had to say about that, bro? Oh, we struggle against only our conference rivals. We don't really struggle against other conferences. That sounds like a losing mentality to me, dude.
Man,
like
he's a yeah. The one thing I do and I don't like about Dan Hurley, he reminds me of Bobby Knight without being able to choke kids, but he's also an excuse maker.
Bro, he literally complains and cries all the time.
He's the Aaron Rodgers of college basketball.
And we'll get into the whole divisional thing in a minute because it's part of my commandments. But just the ending of this, of course, Utah State. I don't like Utah State a lot. People do. People are all upset.
It's an easy conference, really.
Yeah, it's a really cheesy conference. I'm avoiding anyone out of the Mountain West.
Yeah. Okay. I heard a stat about Mountain West. I can't remember it, but I want to say that they are not very good at making it past the round of 32.
Yeah, they're trash. So I'm fading all Mountain West teams. But Tennessee State, they're also on a 6-game win streak. They're probably going to lose their first round too. Just being honest.
I'll tell you what, though, I like Tennessee State to cover the point spread in that because of that 6-game win streak. They actually do have. against Iowa State. It's like 23.5.
Oh, that's a lot. Yeah, that's too much. It's too much.
Yeah, it's stupid because I'll say they're a 15 seed, but I like
Yeah.
them to cover the points in that game.
Oh, for sure. I like that too. Now that you see it, I'm talking about it, I do. I kind of like that.
Yeah.
North Dakota State, 27-7, 4-game win streak. Don't like their matchup this game or this tournament. Um,
They got Michigan State.
yeah, I like Michigan State to whoop them pretty badly.
Yeah,
Uh,
Tom Izzo. Yeah, boy.
yeah. And then we got Troy. Troy is 22-11 on a 4-game win streak. But these 10, 11, 14, 12 game streaks are something to be watching. Watch those guys.
Well, and that St. John's 6-game win streak is a big deal because there's actually competition in that Big East division.
It's likely to be very interesting. So, but getting to my sixth commandment, free throw shooting and rebounding matter. Okay.
Oh, absolutely.
Especially in these closer Elite Eight, Final Four games. If your team is not shooting good free throws, you're done. You're toast.
I'll give you an example of rebounding here. A good rebounding team, if you guys are looking at somebody for the first round, that Billikens, Georgia, sorry about your dogs, but St. Louis Billikens, man, they are a big rebounding team. They've got 5 guys that average almost 5 rebounds a game. Everybody rebounds.
No, Georgia's in trouble because they get into shootouts. They don't want to play defense.
Yeah, they have no defense.
They
are ranked in the under. They're like 300 and something in the nation as far as defense of points allowed. Yes, they are not good on defense.
They do. Also, they're in the SEC, a weak conference, guys. Weak. So I'm not trusting Georgia to do anything. I like Georgia. I'm not a huge fan of the basketball team, but I do root for them whenever they do because Blue Cane, bro. Blue Cane is cool, bro. It's a cool ass name. Blue Cane.
Just saying. The Billikens are plus money at an 8-9 seed. They're like plus 200 right now or plus 120. I can't remember.
Dang. Yeah,
that's a good bet. I would take money line on that, honestly, because I think they win by 5 or 6.
I think they can definitely beat them because if you're going to get to a shootout with Georgia, who can score 90 points? Georgia can, but so can freaking St. Louis. We've seen them do it before.
So,
definitely. But and they're probably pissed off for losing their conference championship.
Pissed off because they shouldn't have allowed. Yeah, they should have won.
I was not on their side in that game, but I won some money betting against them. But they should have won that game. I was pretty surprised because I was shaking my boots. I was like, "Oh, I'm about to lose some money," but nope, they lost and I won. So, but rule number 7, etiquette number 7 is stars go far. This is what, bro. If you think the media doesn't want to see Cam Boozer in the Final Four, you're tripping.
Oh yeah. The kid's electric.
Yeah, like if you think they don't want to see Acuff in the Sweet 16, you're tripping.
Trust me, they wanted to see Cooper Flagg in the national title game last year. They didn't get it. They wanted it.
But if you think they want to see Lindborg from Michigan in the Final Four, you're tripping. They want that. That's what they want. So stars go far. You need to do your research, everyone, on their stars of each team that you like. So look at your bracket and be like, is there a superstar in here that's going to the NBA that people are looking at that has the ability to will their team to wins? That's when we have to analyze that stuff. Because I will say, I like Michigan State. I don't like Michigan State superstars more than I like Michigan superstars, for example. Like that stuff factors in.
The thing I don't like about Michigan is the turnovers. Their guard play has been terrible.
Bad.
They've been turnover city, dude. And I'm not talking about turnovers.
Really, we just saw them lose. Like it was a
And
bad loss.
Michigan State beat Michigan this year in Ann Arbor.
Yeah,
So
they do.
just
So
saying
so
that's a team I would watch out for. Their bracket's not nearly as tough as the East bracket, but the right matchup with those turnovers, the right team that slows down the pace, I would look forward into that bracket with Michigan. If you want to pick something crazy, or someone to cover the points later on, Sweet 16, Elite 8, depending on how it goes, I would look into that.
I
But
like
yeah,
it.
stars do go far. Michigan is star-studded.
Yep, there's a lot of teams in this entire tournament that are stars that are going to the NBA, and this is their time to solidify themselves as NBA players. So definitely look at the superstars before you bet on them. And then 8 overseas players, they have a factor. Okay, if you guys notice this year has been the most players from overseas in the NCAA. Period. There have been more recruiting from overseas since the NIL deal started going on ever in history.
Well, it's
So
like look at the NBA, man. The stars are not American.
they,
Majority.
I'm telling you, NCAA is just catching up to the NBA. They're catching up. So like, oh, NBA pays their players insane amount of money, right? NFL players laugh at how much money NBA players make, like how they make this much money. But college basketball is getting to that same level. Like, hey, let's just go ahead and pay these guys a lot of money. Okay, they get paid more than players in the NCAA football.
Keep them
They do.
around. Make a team gel. Let's go win more than one championship. Like
Yep.
that NIL is really what it's done to football. I don't like, but what it's done to basketball is fixed it in the
Yes.
college world, which is crazy. So
And the
I
NIL deal has also encouraged players to leave overseas who have been playing in adult leagues. A lot of these
yeah
older players play in adult. They play at 17, 18 against adults, grown men, and they
yeah that's where you
come
got
here.
Luka Doncic from.
Yeah, they come here to go to college now to get
Yeah,
paid.
he like won a championship in like whatever league it was in Slovakia at like 17, 18, and then
Yeah,
gets drafted into the NBA.
I'm telling you,
Like,
bro, they wouldn't have came here unless they were going to get paid to do it because they can get paid where they're at. But
yeah,
now
now
we're
I get paid
paying them.
millions.
Yeah, so now we're paying them, and they're like, "Oh, I can come over here, go to school, get paid, then go to the NBA. Great,
Awesome.
awesome." So this is a really big factor. This is my new addition to my commandments that I've always had. Is you have to factor in the overseas players. So look at how many overseas stars are on the team as well. Um, Number 9, avoid weak conference teams. Come on, man, Mountain West. Don't do it, dude. SEC, if it comes down to it, don't bet on the SEC, guys. Please don't. If you is it if it's SEC versus ACC, maybe you shouldn't bet on the SEC team. Okay, it probably didn't go well for you. Big Ten, strong conference. Bet on them. You know, like really look at what your team is playing out of because they haven't played better competition than who the other conference probably played. So think about that. And then my last commandment before we get into the futures and frauds is number 10, divisional games. You got to look at the dogs. You likely want to bet the dog. Okay. Like I said, Dan Hurley literally says, "Oh, yeah, we lost to St. John, but we struggle against our own conference. We don't struggle against other conferences." That means that the closer the opponent is to the team, the harder it is for them to win. So there are some people in the same conference on these certain sides of the bracket that will eventually meet up, possibly. And when it comes to that, you likely want to bet the underdog and with the points or outright because they know each other so well. It could be the upset because of their divisional opponents. So, or conference opponents. So look at those things. But now we're going to look into the frauds and upsets. Are there any frauds that you want to talk about or upsets that you want to talk about?
I will give you some of my best bets that I have as far as underdogs. I'll tell you right now, I don't think Kansas is going to lose in the first round, but I don't think they're going to make it very far this year.
They're on
They
my
play
list.
really well at home, and they get annihilated on the road.
Yeah.
Bill Self is undefeated on Monday nights at home, and he's not very good on the road. They didn't do very well in the conference tournament. They're in a 5. I think they're a 5 seed.
Yeah.
Yeah. And who they play next Kansas, I would not take very far. That was someone I would be eyeing on.
I will say before you continue, the East bracket is the hardest bracket. There's too many.
It's straight stone cold killers.
There's too many elite coaches. There's too many blue bloods. Okay, you got Duke, you got Kansas, you got
UConn,
Michigan State, you got UCLA, UConn. These are
St. John's,
bro. This is the murderer's row.
Yeah,
for Duke. If Duke wins the
I
whole thing,
I almost feel like whoever comes out of the East is going to win this tournament because they're going to be battle tested, bro.
They've seen. They'll be having. I've seen it all. I've seen everything. I've been to the depths and came out.
Bro.
So yeah, the easiest side of the bracket is the west side of the bracket. You know, with Arizona, they have the easiest. So Arizona are favorited to win the whole thing right now because they are on the easiest part of the bracket. They had to play Wisconsin, Arkansas, BYU, Gonzaga, Purdue. Those teams don't have defense. They are not balanced. They are inconsistent. They've been inconsistent all season. All these teams have. So Arizona have the easiest travel to the Final Four, just so you know.
Okay.
Continue.
That being said, I actually like Arkansas. Not as a fraud, but I like Arkansas to go far in this tournament just because of the history with Memphis and Derrick Rose. And when Calipari has an elite point guard, they are unstoppable. You've seen it with a lot of guys. You saw it with oh man, I can't remember. Wall.
Wall, yeah.
So with Wall went back to back Final Four appearances with Wall, and Acuff's numbers, man, they are better than any point guard. And we're talking about two guys that were MVPs in the NBA. So I like Arkansas to have a deep run here. Another team that I would bet on. Speaking, we're gonna get to the first four, right?
Oh yes, we are.
Okay. Then I'll save that. For them. But another team that I speaking of that East, Duke, man, let's just say the Sweet 16 matchup at the very least is going to be, at the very least would be St. John's. Let's say that's the Sweet 16 if they play a 5 seed. If they get to the Elite 8, you're looking at murderer's row of Michigan State. It could be UConn.
No, for real.
So I don't think Duke. I mean, that St. John's matchup, if they get to the Sweet 16, which I like St. John's a lot, that to me is going to be a good game. That's going to be a bracket buster. So I would keep an eye on Duke with Purdue. Purdue's been inconsistent for me, man. They've come up. They're kind of live and die by the 3, and that is a scary team in the tourney because if the 3's not hitting, you can't win, and that's a lot of things. That's another thing for me that I would look at. We're talking about bracketology. Look at the 3-point. What do these teams do? Do they shoot at three a lot? Do they shoot at high percentages? You can go look at the national rank of a lot of these teams, and they've got like 370 teams, so there's a lot. But Akron, that's somebody that I'm on. A lot of people are on Akron. They are top 40 in the nation as far as 3-point percentage. They shoot the ball really well. They play defense really well. And I think they can upset in that first round. I like Akron as an upset.
They can definitely upset.
Right. Who you got as upsets? I was going to check out my bracket. I've got some first round guys that I'm cautious of are Duke for sure and Kansas. I would not be on them to go very far.
I'll go with my frauds. Okay. Ohio State, fraud.
Oh, for sure.
TCU might beat them. Okay. TCU first round might take them out.
TCU is actually a pretty good basketball team.
They took Kansas to the wire.
TCU is not a fraud.
Okay. they took Kansas to the wire. I watched that. So in the tournament. So I'm not gonna say TCU they can do it.
Oh, I'll give you another fraud for me. Alabama.
Yep, I have them right there. Frauds.
Yeah. I didn't take Hofstra or whatever.
Yeah, I don't like Hofstra to do that. Definitely.
I didn't take them to win, but I did take them to cover 12.5.
I do like that. I do like Hofstra to cover. That's a good one.
That's at -108. I think they cover 12.5 in that. So I do think Alabama is a fraud. I don't know if they lose the first round, but another team I don't see making it past 32, honestly.
So my frauds are Ohio State, Louisville, Nebraska, bro. Nebraska has they're a 4 seed. That's the most fraudulent 4 seed I've ever seen in my life, dude.
Yeah, it's because they've got a big couple big wins this year.
They're going. They probably will beat Troy. Okay, but they're going to lose to Vanderbilt. Guarantee. I have Vanderbilt going to the Sweet 16.
Vanderbilt's been very good.
Bro, I have Vanderbilt going to the Sweet 16. That's at -105. Take it now because it won't be that come time the tournament starts because they're going to whoop. Vanderbilt's they're probably going to beat McNeese. Probably not very easily. It might be a scare for a little bit, but I think at the end they'll edge them out and beat them by however much the spread is. But Vanderbilt, I got them probably going to the Elite 8, bro. That's good money. That's like plus 300 money for the Elite 8 for the Vanderbilt. And then, so Nebraska, fraud. Kentucky, fraud.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say, Kentucky is one of those teams I do not trust to make it very far.
That team's been skating by, bro. Skating.
I like, let's see what we got here. I don't know, man. I was going to say, I don't think that East bracket is so tough to talk about. Like, for me, Texas Tech losing Toppin, they've lost their star player, their star center. I think they're on thin ice. They're a 3 seed, if I'm not wrong.
Yes.
Yeah, and they've got a pretty tough matchup, I think, in that first round, where a defense. I want to say they're a top 50 team in defense in the nation. So Texas Tech with the injuries, like I said, there's a lot of injuries to some big schools. Alabama's got a guy suspended. He's not coming back. One of their star players, he will not play. He averages like 18 a game.
There are a lot of injuries going on, but we will get into that tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll give you the deep dive as we build a bracket together, using the commandments as we get into that. But we're going to get into the future odds before we get out of here, so you guys can make your brackets and then compare it to what we do tomorrow. We're going to look straight at these odds right here. Okay. Sweet 16 odds. They're looking really nice.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I was going to say, I've got my bets pulled up right here.
So, who do you like in the Sweet 16 period? Sweet 16.
I like Arkansas sitting down there like minus 110 for Sweet 16.
Minus 120 now.
Yeah, yeah. I was gonna say it was minus 110 when I got it, so minus 120. That's I don't know. I don't know what happened there, but I like Arkansas for the Sweet 16. I also like UConn, but that's at minus 200. It's a good little parlay right there, though.
Yeah, UConn. Yeah.
Michigan State's not bad, but if you go down to the plus money, yeah, here we go. I like UCLA at plus 200.
That they have to beat UConn to get there.
That's a tough matchup. But they have been hot as of late. They really have. Who did they knock out? They knocked off Michigan State in the conference tournament.
That was a good one.
And then they held their own. I think they lost by 2 in the championship in that tournament. So they've been really good as of late. If you think in UConn, like I said, they got blown out by St. John's by 20 in the conference championship. So we'll see how Bobby Hurley comes back from that. But
also,
this would be their first tough matchup.
Like you said, bro, UCLA, hey, Mike Cronin, 10 plus tourneys. He's a coach that can do some things. Okay.
Yeah, and UCLA has been, I had them going pretty deep when Lonzo was there. That was the last time they've been really good. And this team kind of reminds me of that. They're scrappy, they're defensive, they slow things down. So we'll see here, but at the same time, they've been known to get into shootouts. Like they can outscore teams too. So we'll see here. I don't know about the UConn, but I like UCLA if you want to go for plus money. I kind of like Wisconsin at plus 120 too. Not gonna lie,
but they have to play Arkansas in order to get there.
Yeah, that's tough. See, I just counteracted myself. I was like, I like these two at the minus point, and then if you don't, I do like these at plus money.
If you like both of them, bet on both of them because they're gonna have to play each other probably. So those are good ones. Anyone else you are interested? Are you interested in BYU? They have to beat Gonzaga.
No, the Zags are almost guaranteed for a Sweet 16. I'm sure they're at minus like 200, 300, something like that.
You don't like this 425 price, sir?
I do kind of like Santa Clara at plus 800.
Oh, whoa. Santa Clara.
I do like Santa Clara.
They have to beat Iowa State.
Iowa State has been known to trip up this year and get blown out by nobody.
Iowa State, bro.
Now, I have not bet that, but I've been hearing a lot of good things on Santa Clara in the Sweet 16. But if I had to give you my two favorites, I like UConn and Arkansas almost as a lock. And then I gave you the counters there. If it's not those two, it's got to be Wisconsin and UCLA. So I would parlay both of those and see what you get, man.
I'm going to give you mine, bro. Okay. Of course, I might be giving away too much for tomorrow's show, but I like Vanderbilt, man.
They've been shooting three ball really well.
Bro, they are also in the South, and the South are easy bracket. There are teams that are frauds in here. Clemson, possible fraud.
They got blown out by Duke.
Yeah. So, bro, all Vanderbilt has to do is beat McNeese and beat Nebraska, Sweet 16. Boom.
Yeah, I'll tell you right now, that McNeese team is not an easy out.
No, they won't be easy, but they ain't gonna upset first round Vanderbilt. I don't think so.
No, I don't think they'll upset, but I think McNeese will give them a run for the money. I think that's a 5-point game.
If Vanderbilt beats McNeese, which I think they do, and then Nebraska loses to Troy or beats Troy, I don't care because Vanderbilt's gonna beat whoever of that game, beating them down. So minus 110 is a great price. It was minus 105 this morning. Now it's minus 110. I got it at a good price. Then my second favorite, of course, everyone likes it. Michigan State, man.
I was gonna say I like Michigan State.
Honestly, I'm looking at these teams to also get to the Elite Eight. Michigan State and Vanderbilt to go to the Elite Eight.
Okay. So I like UConn, Arkansas for my Sweet 16, and then I like St. John's and Michigan State. I'm gonna tell you on the Michigan State for the Elite Eight, but
Yeah,
I
I
like
like
St.
that a lot.
John's in the Elite Eight as well.
Yeah, but see, I was just about to get to that, bro. My third starred team, because I have three teams starred: Vanderbilt, Michigan State, and St. John's. St. John's is minus 105. Well, now they're still minus 105 to make it to the Elite Eight. I mean, to make it to the Sweet 16. But I'm looking at him to also go to the Elite Eight. They have to beat Kansas,
Easy
but
money.
I think they can beat Kansas.
I,
That's
I think Kansas. I think Kansas loses in 32 or the Sweet 16.
so I'm saying I'm like this is a easier route to get. So let's go ahead and look at it right now. The Elite Eight. Before we get out of here, we'll look at the Final Four too. But the
St.
Elite
John's
Eight.
is plus. I got St. John's at plus 475, and I got Michigan State at plus 200.
See, bro, this is a great price.
Yeah,
475 for St. John's, bro.
and they
All
would
they
be
have,
playing. In my eyes, they're playing Duke coming out of the East,
well, they only have to beat let me see.
and now
Oh,
they've
that's
got a tough matchup in the
that's
round
good
of
money.
32.
So pretty much I like St. John's to they have to beat St. John's has to beat Ohio State. No, it has to beat Northern Iowa, Kansas, and possibly Duke. Okay.
Yeah,
They
they're going to
can
destroy Kansas,
they can beat Duke.
and
Okay.
they will beat Kansas.
They will definitely beat Kansas.
So that's why I'm like, Kansas will not make it to the Sweet 16.
Yes.
I like St. John's going to the Elite Eight, and that means they have to play Duke essentially.
Yes. And I'm not saying that these teams are gonna be the in the Sweet 16 together, but if you were to bet on these teams, they're probably gonna play these teams based on the odds. So Purdue, if you like Purdue to get to the Elite Eight, they gotta beat Gonzaga. Okay.
Yeah,
If you like Vanderbilt, they gotta beat Florida. If you like Houston, they probably gotta beat Illinois. If you like UConn, they probably gotta beat Michigan State.
yeah.
That bro, and if you look at the odds between those two teams, it's crazy because
Michigan State's plus
bro,
200.
that's not very far from what UConn is, which means that there could be some upset going on.
I would rather see Michigan State, honestly. I think Michigan State gets that done. I trust Tom Izzo. And UConn struggled on offense at times this year. It's not just lately against St. John's. They have had games where they struggle putting up points. Michigan State has no problem putting up 80 any given night.
Any thoughts on Houston versus Illinois possibly to get to the Elite Eight?
I think Houston is one of those sketchy fraud teams. I think they don't get past the Sweet 16. They've had moments. They've lost to Kansas. They've had injuries down the stretch. They've lost to some teams they should not have lost to. And I just don't like Houston here. I like them to the Sweet 16. I don't know about the Elite Eight. That's like Illinois. Where you looked at their coach stats, they don't go very far. I don't know if they've made it to the Sweet 16 very often. And I think the last time Illinois made it to the Final Four was when they were literally 31-0, and that was like 2006, 2005, long time ago.
Yeah.
So I don't trust
Pretty
Illinois. I
much,
don't like that one at all.
I don't.
I
I
do
don't
like
want.
Florida at minus 160.
Yeah, I don't want to have to tout the chalk, but I'm taking this chalk. It's my favorite. Probably these two, Arizona and Florida, are my favorite chalks for the Elite Eight.
Florida is a good one to parlay with like Michigan State or UConn. If
Yeah,
you went Florida, Michigan State, and Florida, UConn on two separate parlays, I guarantee you probably get some pretty good odds there.
and guys, this is where we're saying like, yes, you're putting your bracket in, awesome, but Bet on the teams you like to go so far. In case they don't win the whole thing, you still get some money off of them getting somewhere. Okay. So, like, if I have St. John's winning the whole thing, my bracket loses, right? At least I got some money on them to make the Elite Eight. Yeah,
Yeah.
they may have lost in the Final Four, but I already been paid off because they won the Elite Eight. So,
Hey, you got any championship bids while we're sitting here at Elite Eight, Final Fours, or you want to do Final Four bids?
I'll do the Final Four right now. Final
All right.
Four, it's hefty prices. Okay, we're getting into some real big territories. Okay, of course, you got the usual. In the West, I mean, in the East region, Duke is a favorite. Do you see anyone beating Duke in this Eastern region?
I like Michigan State at plus 700.
I like it too.
And if not Michigan State, I would put my money on St. John's. But that Duke team has been explosive. We're going to see how those injuries at the guard position really affects him going. I mean, Boozer's going to put up points, but let's just say he gets into foul trouble. Big part of their scoring is gone.
We just told you guys they are one of the youngest teams. They
have
four freshmen.
Zion Williams was a part of that young Duke team too, and they struggled at times. Like, young guys make mistakes. Look at Cooper Flagg last year in that game. He was young, he was great, but still, I felt like he tried to take over the game at certain times when he shouldn't. So young guys make mistakes.
They are a young team, and they also have a young coach who hasn't been in the league. It has been coaching for very long. So
Tom Izzo's been around since before I could wipe my ass.
For real. Oh my god. But it's something you gotta look at those things, guys. And then so in the Midwest region, do you like Michigan or do you? I think Iowa State's a pretty good price to get to the Final Four.
It is a pretty good price. I really think that's the only competition for Michigan here. Yeah. Iowa State has had some blunders this season. So I actually like Michigan at minus 130 there, but I wouldn't take anybody other than Iowa State to come out of this bracket to win.
My biggest thing about Iowa State is that they have those three top 100 players in the NCAA, guaranteed NBA players on the team, and they're seniors and juniors. So I think they have enough to withstand a lot of these teams who are young and hungry. They have that kind of veteran savvy that I kind of like.
And I think they can create the turnover game against Michigan, honestly, in that Elite Eight game. It could be close.
The defense.
So that's not a bad bet.
We'll get into
plus
the defense
45.
Tomorrow. We'll get into the defenses because Iowa State are one of the top 20 offenses, but also top 20 defenses too. So it's a crazy stat. So they are lethal.
That's crazy.
South region, where you like these are all plus money. Anyone can win. Anyone can win
this
the
is
South.
It's the easiest
region. It's the easiest region. Anyone can win it.
I think Illinois is a fraud. They historically just don't do very well.
They're so fraudulent, bro.
And that their conference they play in is not very good, honestly.
It's not.
And so, like we were saying in our bracketology, man, if don't bet on weak conferences. Illinois is always here. They're always a 3 seed somewhere in there, and they always lose in a round of 32 or Sweet 16. There's not a whole lot of Elite Eight or Final Four appearances from Illinois ever. So for me, I'm going to bet on Florida, who won it last year at plus 165. I think that's great money. And then who else is really good? We were talking about him earlier, Calvin Sampson has been there forever. 2 of the older coaches. Yeah. And you got a championship last year, and then you go over with Sampson in Houston, who's won a championship, and he's been doing this forever. So pick your bet there. For me, it's Florida. I think Florida's got an easy path to get back as that 1 seed.
100%. The only thing about Florida and Houston have more seniors, and they have 3 top 100 players on the team. Florida has 2. So that's cool.
True.
But Houston, they're stacked. They have 2 guys ready to go to the NBA, have to go because they're seniors, and they have a young star. I forgot his name, but he's a guard. He's young. He's going to be there for the next 2-3 years probably. They have a elite band of guys on the Houston team, so I do like them as well. But Florida, they're one of the youngest teams in the tournament. They are coming in with freshmen from losing everyone last year, but they have not slowed down. So I cannot dismiss them as winning the South. They could definitely win the South.
It's definitely those top 2 teams for me.
It's one or the other, man. I love Vanderbilt, but their road ends as far as the Elite 8, if anything. It's going to be Florida and Houston, possibly. So, Western region, though, before we get out of here, what do you think about Arizona? Are they rightful favorites, or is there someone else that can probably hop them over?
It's funny. Arizona started hot this year, and then they kind of faltered, and then they got back to being okay. For me, Purdue lives and dies by the 3. That's a tough one. Yeah. A lot of people like the Zags here, but I don't know. This is a tough region for me. I feel like the East and the West are tough. I like Arkansas at plus 1,100. I just believe in Calipari and his guard play, and there's something there. But if I had to take – I just don't trust Arizona here. I don't know what it is. I just can't trust them. I don't think they get past the Elite 8.
They're extremely guard heavy. So that's
and you've got Zaga that plays with a lot of bigs usually. And then Arkansas, they move fast. They are a fast-paced team. They average 83 points a game. You know, if Arizona can't play defense with Arkansas and their guards, and Arkansas is lengthy. You know, they've got tall guys. They're big. Calipari, you know, the name of the coach himself gets players there. So they're long, they stretch the floor, and their guard play is elite. So, like, I could see Arkansas taking Arizona down. For me, that's my favorite underdog. Maybe I'm just big on Arkansas, but I like Purdue if the 3-ball is falling. If they've made it to the Elite 8, it's because of the 3-ball.
I agree. My thing is, if Arkansas can beat Wisconsin, they can definitely beat Arizona.
Yeah, because Wisconsin, it's one of those teams where they've got a good 3 but they play defense.
They are a top 5 3-point shooting team.
Yeah.
So if
Arkansas cannot. They've got to be able to stretch the field against them or the court against them.
Yeah. Like literally,
I don't know.
With Wisconsin, they have changed their entire style. They went from being a slow-paced defensive team to being a fast-paced shoot until we can't shoot no more team. So
all threes.
all threes. So I do think that they are scary as well. Wisconsin are scary at this plus 1,500. They are a threat. They've beaten really good teams this season. We've seen it. So, but I just don't know much about this Western region because I feel like it's the easiest region, personally. So, which is why anyone here can win.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just like Arizona has been solid this year, real solid. I just feel like they've been exposed at certain points during this season, and there's a lot of teams that are this whole region, top 4 teams, 5 teams here. Their year has been just like that. BYU's been like that, where they'll come out and be a great team and then lose to nobody. Arizona's got a blemish where they've got a bad loss on the year, but they have beaten some great competition. They play in a tough division or conference. I don't know. I like Arkansas being on a hot streak. And to me, the Zags are notorious for choking. Has Gonzaga ever actually won the title?
Not in a long time. It's been a long
they've been
time.
there, but they don't get there very often.
Yeah, it's been a long time. But we get to our last finals future odds. It is the winner of the tournament, Duke plus 350. I don't think they win the whole thing, guys. I hate Duke. I'm a North Carolina fan at heart. I will say, fuck Duke. Okay, no, they ain't winning the whole thing. There's no way.
Their bracket's too hard. Their injuries at guard
They're too young.
Yeah, and there's just stiff competition in that Eastern bracket, so there's no way.
But who else do you like on this list, though, bro?
I took long shots here, man. I like Michigan State at plus 5,500. I like Arkansas that was at plus 40. They were another 60 to 1. They were 40 to 1. So I like those as deep picks. But if you go to the favorites, I like Florida at plus 750 to repeat. And then for me, I like St. John's too. I think St. John's is down there at 40 to 1.
Yeah.
Oh, they might be 60 to 1 now too.
St. John's, they definitely have gone down. They're 75.
75. Wow. Yeah. So there's some deep shots for you that I like. I like Arkansas. I like St. John's. Man, they've really gone down. People are starting to bet the favorites up here then. The lines are moving on these guys.
Oh, definitely.
But favorites-wise, I don't think Duke can get there. I think Florida's a good bet. Michigan's got a pretty easy bracket. I like Michigan to get there maybe. Illinois is a fraud. Michigan State at plus 5,500.
Yeah.
So I like Michigan State. That's probably what I like. Michigan State. I like Florida. And then I really like Arkansas and St. John's.
And that is our show for today. Thank you all for tuning in. Like I said, we're here to give y'all the winning picks. And just insight. This is knowledge that you guys need to take into your bracket betting and construction to your brackets. Like we are here tomorrow to build one together, so you can get more deeper insight on each team as we go through all the way to the Final Four to the championship, and then me and consensus bets. These are going to be consensus bets. I might have to talk Shaq off of a team. He might talk me into a team. Like this is what's going to happen. So tomorrow we will go through a whole bracket. It won't take an hour. I don't think so, but. We will go through a bracket and then we will give you our best bets as we go along through the bracket too. So, like if we bet on Duke to go through to the Final Four, we're gonna tell you we're probably gonna bet Duke plus 300 to the Final Four.
If there's something we agree on our bracket making that we really like, we're going to tell you that we'll probably bet on this. This is something we would probably put money on.
Exactly.
And then I'm going to have some videos coming out and giving you my favorite upsets of the first round. I'll try to make some updates as the tournament goes on. So we got Thursday, Friday, we got Saturday, Sunday. Try to keep track. It might be short little TikTok videos, get them out to you, but hey, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get you the bets. We're going to try and keep track. We're going to see how hot we do for this March Madness this year.
Hey, I want you all to write in the comments. Get on Shaq's ass so he can give y'all more videos. We want to see more Shaq, man. We want to see more Shaq videos, Shaq facts. We want to see the NASCAR, man.
Yeah, we're going to call that segment Left Turns Only.
We want more left turns only. So
I'll get that to you guys. I feel so bad because we would have won a lot of money in Vegas this weekend.
Oh, I wish I would have bet on Hamlin. I think it happened last time too, last week. before the last turn, the last race. I was like, that
Oh,
should have been
and I
on
said
Hamlin.
Kozlowski top 10, finished
He
ninth,
did. He said
and Bubba
Keselowski.
Wallace top 10. I got
Shaq.
time prints. I don't.
You're
I got a bad video, but I got text time prints to Dre to tell him what to take, and they all hit this week. I did not lose.
You're hurting the viewers though, man, because they get a chance to tell you on that, bro. They ain't a chance to get on that with you.
So I'm gonna. You know what the difficult part is? I'll be honest with you guys. Is that the bets are out. They give you bets before there's practice or qualifying, and then the practice and qualifying sessions is Saturday, and the race is Sunday. So when after the qualifying goes up, the bets go away till Sunday morning, and they've changed all the odds. So that's what's been tough. Is I want to get you guys the best odds, and it's really hard to give you the best knowledge and information on qualifying without qualifying. You don't know how people are running yet. Like I was telling Dre that I was on Joey Logano this week, but the Fords all ran like shit at this track, and it has something to do with their body. And I didn't know that till qualifying, but I was on Denny Hamlin because he killed this race last year, and the Toyotas.
And he told me that, and I avoided betting on Logano. So I was like, nope. So
yeah, and Dre is right. He did teach me a lesson. I did not bet on him, but I was gonna say something. But yeah, Kyle Busch, unbettable. Don't do it.
Unbettable, bro. I was like, dude, he is not placed twice out of the 3 races, bro. Dude, fuck him, bro.
No, and I'll tell you why. It's because he's got a new crew chief for the first time in like 15 years, and they are not gelling, dude. So he has not finished above 20th in a race this season.
My pockets can feel the not gelling. Okay. Races, I was like, after the first 2, I was like, oh hell, he close. Close, bro. I was like, oh, like no.
So with those videos, I've been trying to think about if I give you guys pre-bets or not, but I'm going to try and start getting them to you Sunday mornings or Saturday nights before the race. I need DraftKings to get the odds to me, but I'm really, man, you're not going to have the best knowledge of racing without that qualifying practice session. So look for those early Sunday morning. I'm going to try and get it to you about 4 or 5 hours before the race starts, and they're going to be about 10-minute videos. So I'm going to get there.
I haven't been good with my free videos, but Shaq has been on. So we really need, as a person who helps run the show, bro, we need you.
You, bro. My bad, guys. I need to put that. I am 14-19 on the year. 14 out of 19. I've only missed 5 picks in NASCAR since Daytona.
Bro, you've been really elite with this NASCAR, and it's not a very popular, platform. So you need to keep advanced on that, bro. For real.
Thank you, Redneck Childhood.
Make it yours, bro. Because no one else is talking about. I don't see any podcast talking about NASCAR, bro.
No, and we got big views on that last one. So
let's get it, bro.
So I'm gonna try to add some Shaq flair to it, guys. So we're gonna have some videos. You might see some craziness. I might be a little silly, but the bets are real. Just laugh with it and go with it. But I'm gonna try and get you guys that. As I got a baby on the way. It's due in about 3 weeks, so my time is very crunched.
Yeah, but whenever you got time, let us know. Give us those bets, bro. We need to make some money on this from NASCAR. But thank you all for tuning in. We will be back tomorrow with our bracket building episode. So tune in. We'll give you more facts, more information on each individual team as we go along through our bracket. Thank you all for tuning in. Peace.
Peace.